time for the semi-final. Another best of 3 between these wonderful, wonderful two players. Once again, two Koreans facing each other. Before, it was Mikhail versus FoCuS, and now, versus Soen, and now Mikhail with the same matchup, but a different opponent. Now it is FoCuS, and we start on a map that we haven't seen today, Tidehunters.
Seems like, in fact, the other semifinal is in map 2 already, so Colorful should be leading 1-0. Last week's winner. And Foggy might be in trouble. I think Colorful is fending off the Hunters all in, if I see that right. So Colorful might be moving on to the grand final right now.
He's our champion after all of last Monday. The first Night Elf to ever win the Asian ESL Cup and the first Chinese to ever win the ESL Cup here in Asia. We don't see Chemico and Sok anymore, and Lawlight anymore for some reason. But yeah, things are changing a little. So here we go, and it is Farseer Headhunters for FoCuS. Very different approach already. Mikhail's just sticking to the guns that worked wonderfully on map 2 and 3 against Soen. Crypt Lord once again.
Yeah, FoCuS willing to take the gamble. Playing Farseer Headhunters is really not good against DK openings, and it's horrible against Fast Fiends. But against Crypt Lord, it can work out pretty well. It is very volatile, though. The early game is going to be crucial here. The first couple of minutes, how many kills you get, how many Headhunters you lose. If a couple of Headhunters get surrounded, things can derail really quickly, as for example we saw from Juan plenty of times over in Europe. But knowing Mikhail, it's very likely he's not going to play this one base, but rather, as you said again, go for that fast expansion, against which the Headhunters might work out very well.
I wonder if FoCuS wants to tier 2 flood that expansion, as it is kind of likely to see an undead expansion here, and the tavern is kind of close to that expansion spot, so maybe going back to that Firelord play?
Could definitely be an option. He did choose for a very late tech though, so Firelord would be much delayed indeed. It's going to be a lot more Headhunters early, so it's going to be a lot of weight on those Headhunters to get things done early on. To delay the expansion, almost stole the last hit, man. That was close. Doesn't get that last hit on the creep, but does get the last hit on the ghoul. The first bit of experience going to the Farseer. And Mikhail did scout the build of the opponent. He could choose to tech instead, but if he doesn't want to do that, he's not teching yet. Taking a bit of damage to the Crypt Lord already. But you can always creep the natural here on Northern Isles. Not Northern Isles, what am I saying? Tidehunters. This is a very easy expansion to creep, especially with the ghouls and beetles. It's just gonna tech. Alright, never mind. No expansion.
Oh, okay. Result from the other playground, by the way. The other semi-final, Foggy just tied up the series. 1-1 goes into a deciding game 3. And FoCuS, just like a lot of people on ladder, early harass, flooding the undead base a little bit with the few Headhunters he has. More are coming, and Mikhail doesn't want to fight this anymore. Not level 2 either. Not too easy to do at the moment, and that's an easy follow-up for FoCuS, who can fall back to the middle and creep these turtles close to level 2 now.
Yeah, Mikhail, I didn't like the pressure he was under here early on. He's just trying to do evasion, creeping. The early game definitely belongs to FoCuS. Full map control now for the Orc. And this is what happens once you get like 5 Headhunters. You have really good focus fire, so if it should come to an engagement against the ghouls, you usually should have the upper hand. The dangerous time is when you only have 2-3 Headhunters and start losing them to surrounds from the undead. But that didn't happen, so FoCuS is looking really good.
On the other side, Crypt Lord steals the first little camp away. That might hurt the second hero. If it's a Shadow Hunter, he's probably going to be a little more aggressive. For the TC, it might hurt, but there's plenty of camps. Pretty much a free level 2 at the expansion, but Crypt Lord, man, he's just eating FoCuS's pie. And steals the next camp.
FoCuS getting a really good cam in the middle as well. Not the best item here, perhaps. Not the biggest one, at least. But this merchant creep, this might be the most experience per HP we've ever had. It's so insane how much XP you get here, considering how low HP the units are there. So for that reason, is very valuable. And the Farseer with that almost got level 3. Would love to get it at the natural. Oh, does he get it with the Tide Warrior? Ah, yeah, there's some other creeps here. In fact, the Crypt Lord left most of the camp still to be gathered by the Farseer, and that's him on level 3 with tons of mana still. So he can summon a lot of wolves, can cast a lot of Chain Lightning now.
Oh, yeah. Is that a new metric, by the way, that you do research on? Experience per HP? Heard that a couple of times now from you.
Yeah, I don't have a spreadsheet yet, but it's something I've been interested in for a long time. For example, you know, the Enforcer is really bad. That makes it a bad creep. The Renegade is really good. The Troll Berserker is really good. And the Giant Sea Turtles might be the best.
Doesn't come down to armor type and unit comp as well?
Sort of. But I think HP is the most important. Of course, usually medium armor is a little bit easier to creep. But that, of course, depends on what units you have.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know if that metric does too much yet. FoCuS with a tier 2 expansion plus a TC with Aura. Trying to buy more time for creeps and going for a hard creep here. I think I casted a FoCuS game where I was very sure that he's not too familiar with the map because he crept this early on as well. And took a lot of damage, but he was also under a lot more pressure. Now, he can creep that, spread some damage here, then heal self up again. But man, you can feel the poison.
Has Troll Region coming at the perfect time. This is pretty cool. So now I can heal up these Headhunters without too much trouble. Once the Troll Region is done, then they have more than 1 HP per second, which is very nice. Expansion is on the way. This has to be scouted by Mikhail, but he hasn't seen it yet. And this is going to be a nasty creepjack. Farseer from one side, TC from the other. Impale, Surround, is not trapping the Farseer though. Oh, and the Stomp hits, and that's a big disaster for Mikhail.
Yo, first game again, not looking too crisp for the champ. More damage on the Crypt Lord as well. Farseer creates some space in the TC, and Headhunters finish the Overseer. That is... Oh. Is he willing to go for it? Yeah. Steals the item. Claw plus 9. Experience still to the TC, I believe?
Yeah. FoCuS got the experience. The damage of the Impale hits a little bit delayed, so... didn't get that one. But getting those claws, definitely very valuable. Wouldn't have been too good to FoCuS, but yeah, experience is more important here for the TC. Gonna get level 3, or at least almost level 3 at the Gargantuan. And tier 3 for FoCuS, soon to finish as well. The Expo is standing. Our Orc player in a marvelous position.
Yes, indeed. ESL Cup always a good spot for FoCuS so far. Let's go to Bone Chimes. Not the greatest, I would say. FoCuS finds him again with an illusion. Creeps, or gets a little revenge for the lost 2 creep spots at his side of the map. Yeah, Mikhail isn't ready yet. He is at tier 3. He's trying to counter expand, as it seems. Not sure if that does it.
Okay, interesting. With a couple of rounds of summoned beetles to harass and distract, that might work. As the TC gets level 3. He's got some sick items. Pendant, big healing, Scroll the Beast, all really, really good. And 1 scroll of speed at least. Feels like we only see 1 scroll nowadays. At least a few games today are showing us such a trend. FoCuS is going to engage into a fight again. There's still a big red camp here with possibly a mana stone. Lich joins in, but only level 1. Not that strong outside of the right click.
That is true. Now 3 claws on him plus 24 right off the bat. Renegade goes to him as well. So FoCuS with a TC Invis, heal scroll, Invo potion. This is looking so good, man. Map control, scouting, map awareness, all so well done by FoCuS.
The sentry sees him though. Not so invis at the moment. And the big item also going to Mikhail. What was it? Oh, he doesn't have it yet actually. So with the creep, Impale hits the TC. But only level 1 Impale. Not that scary. TC completely out of mana now. Aggressive Coil takes out the Raider, and FoCuS He has not much control here. No Raiders, no Hex, only the Stomp, but the TC's in the back right now.
Good focus fire on the Headhunters, killing 2. Scroll of the Beast used to fend Mikhail off. He could just move away. Oh, TP. Re-engaging, still losing that feed. Not sure if that was worth it, but against the speed scroll, maybe it was. Expo in jeopardy. It's at 50%. If FoCuS once again has a good scout, it's an easy cancel.
So close to seeing it. Mana Stone. Oh, baby. These items. If FoCuS scouts his Expo and cancels it, this almost feels like the way for him, but he's not actually looking around the corner. Oh! Doesn't consider that possibility. And Mikhail catches a very lucky break.
Yo, now we move into the northern side of the map where still a lot of XP is up for grabs. We have quite a lead for FoCuS still. Mikhail catching up with that expansion spot. Red spot with an Orb of Corruption, of course, always doable, especially with that Lich. Farseer again at the Merchant for Dust against Burrow, and another heal scroll. Granite Golem, the wonderful green one. And then, is he ready for an Expo push? Let's see about that. Level 4 TC, Scourge Bone Chimes with this army composition, not too great. Ancient Django for Mikhail.
Excellent item right there. The Wolves at this point in the game, alone with the Farseer, can't really do that much. Annoying slightly, delaying slightly, but of course not putting in any real damage. The scouting, I suppose, is valuable, as the Orc army does join forces once again. But, you know, this game is not over yet. This game is not won by FoCuS for any means. He's got dual hero only. He might get outscaled in the late game against the Undead Tri-Hero.
Yeah, no tech coming. At least he gets walkers now for Dispel against Beetles at least, and Frost Armor, but that's about it. Big fight for the marketplace. Impale hits big, and Mikhail willing to fight. 50 Pauper, 65. The spells have to carry this, but there's no Impale anymore.
Positioning by Mikhail a little bit weird. The statues were definitely too far up front right there. TC with the next stomp could land big time. Gets all the heroes. Lich in trouble. Coil hits the A-bomb. Perhaps a little bit of a misclick there. Mikhail gonna TP out with one more fiend.
Ouch.
Possibly to Burrow.
Ouch.
Not quite in time. And that fight clearly going to FoCuS.
Did the creeps kill more units of FoCuS than Mikhail did? Kinda looked like
Quite
it.
possibly. I only saw one Kodo being killed by Mikhail. But he's got the Expo standing, an expansion which probably FoCuS still doesn't know about. And the supply gap might be closing between the two.
Okay, Scourge Bone Chime sold. There was a good amount of gold, which he doesn't need. He was an upkeep anyway, but not much value, of course. And what to do now, folks? Another heal scroll, more shop control. Narub Tower Up. It's not that easy to engage into this expo. Mikhail is scouting with a beetle. Mikhail is scouting everywhere, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, problem for these fights for Mikhail was he was never full mana on the Crypt Lord. Now he's getting good mana from the statue, and he got the mana potion. So in the next big fight, he's gonna have at least 2 impales, more likely 3, maybe even 4, and that can turn the tide. And again, it's no triple hero for FoCuS. He could have had the option to add in the Shadow, but he decided not to. Wants to rather have very strong TC and Farseer, and that certainly he was able to achieve. Both heroes almost level 5, and especially on the TC, that is going to be very strong. Goes for another Invis Potion, and is going to move south with a big army. I'm not sure if he scouted the expansion, but I think he certainly has an inkling by this point.
Yeah, must be. He's scouting a little in the main, sees the temple. No ward this time to reveal the TC. There's not much left to do. Oh, he wants level 5. Oh, he gets level 5. Oh, this is big stomps. 80 supply, level 5 TC. Good inventory. 3 heal scrolls, invul, mana, healing. But Mikhail is just waiting. Does the Morpheus move? Come at me. I'm in a perfect position here. 2 A-bombs and the Crypt Lord at the front, DK in the back, healing providing aura, Lich providing damage. Do you want to engage through this choke? Oh, you get...
TC gonna line up the perfect stomp. This TC has like 8 stomps or something. And here we see the first one. Hits absolutely everything.
Oh man, here focus fire of all these headhunters. This huge concave is massive. 2 fiends falling, a bomb falling, level 5 for the Farseer, and chain lightning immediately. Yep, that TC is carrying this hard, disabling pretty much the entire army. FoCuS is also losing a little bit. Now Lich level 3, but he only has 1 Nova to work with, and the entire army for Mikhail is down. Trying to save his DK somehow. He's close to the shop, can maybe go for something. Next target on the list is the Lich though. And he might be surrounded. Yep. Mana Stone. All 3 heroes again. Chain Lightning, double kill, GG. FoCuS takes map 1.
Very nice game by FoCuS. Going just for that tiny bit of a gamble. Risking the build, risking the Farseer play, expecting the Crypt Lord, and he was right in expecting the Crypt Lord. Seems like Mikhail is stronger with that style nowadays, and played it really well. The only thing I was missing was a Shadow Hunter, but everything else looked really, really good. The timing of the tech, the timing of the expansion, the creeping. That seemed like FoCuS actually was really well practiced in Tidehunters. His creep route looked really good. He controlled the map when he could, and got a big experience lead. And L5 TC in the late game. It's just a thing of beauty.
I think so too. Creeping with the headhunters, then having troll regen, and all the timings lining up really, really nicely. It's interesting, by the way, that the Chinese streamers are casting this over WGL, but I guess it's open qualifier first round, so that might be the reason why. So TD, Fly, Angeline, all our friends in. I think. Yeah, certainly an improvement by FoCuS compared to last week or 2 weeks ago. Not too sure when exactly that was. Do we have a result from Foggy? Not yet. Are you second screening his game?
Yeah, he's on map 3 Echo Isles with an expansion, massing tier 2 against Colorful tier 3. And I think it's looking good for Foggy. I think it might be looking really good, but it's still up in the air.
Foggy might be the first international Asia Cup finalist, as we're waiting for Mikhail to join the game. Items were, of course, amazing, as you guys say as well.
Yeah, I guess he never even needed that Mana Stone, did he? He had it until the end, maybe? But yeah, if the TC lands the big stomp on the entire army, and then the huge concave of headhunters around it, really well done. Ideally, you want to split against that kind of an attack, or that kind of a threat, so the TC doesn't land those huge stomps. And then the Crypt Lord can also land some really good impales, but it took like 15 minutes until we saw some really impactful impales. I think maybe you have to play a little bit more suicidally, sacrificing a lot of ghouls early in trade for more creeping being done. Because if the Crypt Lord gets level 4 quick, that can oftentimes dominate a game as well. Oh, please don't pick these colors, my friend.
Yeah, they will obey. Still not a friend of blue on Northern Isles, but hey, better than nothing. I don't want to cause more problems. So, we are ready. Waiting for Mikhail to give the go. And then match points for FoCuS. Is that his second or third grand final then, I think? Quite some EPT points. Yeah, last week he lost to Colorful after a 2-0 lead. And the one before, he won, so it could be 3 finals in a row for FoCuS.
Is he gonna risk it again? Risk it for the biscuit with the Farseer here now, or is he gonna go into Blade Master? It is definitely very dangerous to do that if you end up going up against Crypt Lord in the end, because FoCuS definitely has not practiced the Hitman style. He was trying to counter Cryptlord with Farseer for the last couple of months and was able to do that very well. But that means he's unflexible with a Farseer. If he ends up playing against DK, that's not the matchup he wants. So a bit of rolling of the dice involved here early in these games.
Yeah, not the Night Elf player, of course. That would probably hurt. Let's go map 2. FoCuS upper right. Mikhail bottom left, this time with the DK build. Alta and Ziggurat. Crypt a little later. And FoCuS no Rex yet.
And that does look a hell of a lot like Farseer Headhunters. Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting position right now. So Farseer Headhunter doesn't prefer to go up against DK, but at least it's not Fast Fiends DK, which is the really terrible build. He's just going up against a half bad build of normal DK. But I like it on this map because on Northern Isles, it's really hard for the Undead to get level 2 with this Ted Fiend opening. This might be should be one of the best maps for Farseer Headhunters. So the calculated risk by FoCuS here, I like it. It would have been up to Mikhail to have the hard read of expecting this build and playing Fast Fiends, but that of course has the downside of being not too good against Blade Masters. So there's a lot of reverse psychology and guessing going on nowadays in the opening builds, because there are some optimal options for certain openings that the opponent can go for. But in the end, it comes down to how well can you creep? What's the level 2 timing going to be? And very importantly, what's the level 3 timing going to be?
Okay, let's see how much trouble FoCuS can cause with this. Your X-Lord, how's your day, my friend? Farseer rushing over right away with a scout, so Mikhail can play around this. It's all to be expected. Items were, of course, amazing for FoCuS in the early, or in general throughout the entire game. Let's see if that luck lasts.
Yeah, like the Acolyte sticks around for the scout, because what the Orc oftentimes will try to do is creep the green camp away, or at least one of the Murlocs from the green. That would then deny level 2 DK for quite some time. Mikhail made sure this wasn't getting stolen. Did cost him the Acolyte, but that's fine. He served his purpose. You see, we're back with serving a purpose.
Yeah.
Acolyte can go to his grave with a fulfilled heart.
Tech starting. Just in time here. Farseer creeping the Murlocs away and Mikhail getting the revenge on the other side of the map. Good awareness from both. Item, can't click it. Wolf. Oh, okay, sentry wards. Very nice.
Excellent headhunter scouting as well. It's going to put on some damage. FoCuS even risking the end snare because he knows the Farseer is very close by. End snare flies, but can't be punished.
Exactly. DK2 hurt. Skeletons expire. Gets the last hit with that level 2. Also well calculated. Fiends making their way across, which won't do too much, I guess. FoCuS has his eyes everywhere. Mikhail knows exactly what's up, so let's wait for tier 2. Some bigger creep camps, and then the first fights.
Once there's 4 or 5 headhunters, the Orc can creep pretty efficiently. The number 1 camp you want to scout for and not allow is the marketplace. That one is very juicy to creep for Orc. It's a little bit harder to creep the merchant because of the purge against the wolves, but you should always be looking for the marketplace and make sure that's not getting sneaked. But at the moment, FoCuS still isn't creeping. He's still looking to put on some damage to annoy, harass. See the last hit here, maybe? Didn't quite get it. But putting good damage on the Fiend. The Fiend is hurt, the DK is out of mana, and also low HP. And that's going to make it very difficult now for Mikhail to do much on tier 2. Or at least to look for an attack on tier 2.
Yeah, FoCuS not losing a single headhunter, that's how it's supposed to be. And trying to steal the Magi, which is a big deal. Big consumable, good experience, and he's losing nothing for it. Scroll of the Beast also exceptional for headhunters. No lich yet, so nothing really to fear. No speed scroll. I think DK got it, not too sure. A little bit of a summon war in the middle of things, but yeah, just fire away at this DK. Keep him hurt, keeping at the base.
Bit by bit, this FoCuS is gathering more experience. Second tier role choice is going to be Shadow Hunter, not TC. So there's going to be a lot of aggressive potential with Hex when the second hero comes out. And that makes sense, I think, with how this early game went. DK spent so much mana, has very little left, also lost some HP. So with the Shadow Hunter Hex coming out soon, there's going to be quite some potential for pickoff. You see the Dark Ranger second, which is the choice by many undeads nowadays. But ideally, to really put on the screws on the Orc right now, you would want to have level 3 DK. But that's far from the case, which is largely thanks to the map.
Yeah, this is not too great for Mikhail, obviously. Deny on the Wolf. No level 3 here at all, but of course that hurts the DK a lot more than the Farseer. Shadowhunter's coming, plus a tier 3, so Headhunters soon. And now we go for the marketplace. Remo said how important that is. Will he be creep jacked? Ah, no. Coil secures the kill before Chain Lightning is in.
One Fiend is going to be going down. A pretty even exchange, I guess, against the big creep. That Wand of the Wind can be excellent later. Against TC or against Shadowhunter, this is really good. But in the shadow of the Sentry Ward, Mikhail is continuing to creep, has a TP out now, and doesn't even get the item. This one will go to FoCuS as well, and this firmly puts FoCuS in the lead now.
There's new wolves, easy creep, lots of experience. What we got? Claws +9 would have been great. Headhunters creeping the rest of this camp as well. 2 spots at the same time. Goes on the cost of some HP, but pretty efficient. And what's really left for Mikhail? Waiting for the tier 3 statues. Fiend has to rebuild quite a bit. Creep speed is not the fastest unless he uses spells, which prevents healing. I don't know, man. He's in a tough spot right now. And he sees it the same as I do, as people should. A little bit of frustrated here, maybe getting Farseer Shadowhuntered on both maps is Mikhail. And once again, no undead in the grand final. Still not a single undead made it to an ESL Asia Cup grand final. Hopefully that will change next week. Mikhail, try again. FoCuS, 3rd grand final in a row.
And he's going to be meeting another finalist from before. Colorful defeated Foggy. So it's the Night Elf from China moving on there. We're going to have a Night Elf against ORC in the grand final between FoCuS and Colorful. 1 best of 5 for $100. And is it 30 EPT points?
Isn't it 10?
Or 15?
I think it's 10 for the winner, 5 for the runner-up. No? It's a best of 5. It's a rematch. Last week, FoCuS had a 2-0 lead and then kind of threw it away. Maybe he can get revenge and get his 2nd ESL title. We go into a small break and then we're back with the best of 5 FoCuS Colorful.